of February 2023, where multi-party contestants participated and the candidates emerged at the end of the election. And this candidate was deemed credible, was deemed to have been elected by the Nigerian people willingly, and INEC, who has the constitutional statutory role to declare and return such individuals that have emerged from a free, fair election like we had on 29th of February 2023, have done their job. So if any other individual or group of individuals or separatists are thinking that they can bring back the bad memory of Better Nigeria led by the late senator, that will not work in 2023. I think Nigeria have outgrown that type of aberration. So in excess, it is uncalled for, it is unconstitutional, it is illegal, and the DSS have been able to unravel individuals and groups that are pushing for this type of unguided political experiment. When there is a legitimate government that has been elected in place, they should deal with them sarcastically and put them where they belong. Nigerians have a lot of challenges on their hands, and we thank God that the prayers of Nigerians have been answered, that the present president-elect is a tested candidate. His record speaks for him, his legacy speaks for him, and I think we should give him a chance to replicate what he did in Lagos about 23 years ago, when he emerged as a governor under Alliance for Democracy in 2007. So, Mr. President, I've done the needful. He has pronounced, making a declarative statement that is eager to hand over on May 29, 2023, and that has come to stay. And all the security agencies are on guide, including the military, to ensure that whoever is sponsoring those miscreants, enemy of state, to think they can truncate the largest democracy in Africa, they should be put into their right perspective, use the instrumentality of the law, and then they are charged to court for prosecution as maybe.
Indeed. Well, thank you very much, Alhaji. I wonder if just before I come to
the president, Senator Bola Tinubu, for emerging victorious at the polls, and it is the hope, the new hope, renewed hope of Nigeria. And we are going to support him to ensure that it change our misfortune to a better fortune environment where Nigeria will be proud of the incoming government for what we are lacking in the past that may likely be corrected using his wide professional experience, his human capital experience, his contacts, his good governance experience, and they will be able to situate us in the Committee of Nations that have recovered from depression arising from economic depression, from depression arising from poverty. Those shackles will be broken by the symbol.
Indeed. I'll come back to you. Now, I don't know why they opened the port. I thought they wanted to talk to me, but no, that was... you see, let me ask you to speculate, if you will, about why the DSS is playing it like this. The DSS, in the statement that they put out, had said, and I'm quoting directly, the illegality is totally unacceptable in a democracy and to peace-loving Nigerians. Now, why weren't they arrested for treason? As you are not the DSS, but that's why I used the word speculation. Do you have any idea why they didn't so do?
I've said it, or they said peace-loving Nigerians. Rushing to arrest them will not help us now. The most important thing is to talk to them.
Okay.
To advise them.
That's part of it, because
yes,
the DSS is said to have warned them
that is
to
what
be
they
very,
have
very,
done.
very careful.
You don't just go there and arrest them. You have to warn them. Because we're in a democracy. We follow rule of law.
Okay.
You do something, they say, they're infringing on my fundamental human right. So DSS has done a good job by warning them.
Okay.
And I am advising them to stop those distractions.
Indeed.
There's no way interim national government will work.
And I mean, the other thing that we heard was that, coming back to you, Dr. Jabi, the other thing that we heard is that there are, schemes to, keep protests going on. The whole result being that maybe, it would provoke violent protests nationwide and thereby engineer this odious concept. Why anybody, as we've just said, would think of an interim national government, which Chief here has described as a contraption that was come up with by the army. Why somebody would think that in this day and age that is the thing to do? I don't know, but what are your thoughts? You heard the chief say that maybe the DSS was trying to be a bit gentle about it, warn them first. But there are those who are saying that isn't this straightforward treason? And since when did people begin to be very gentle with treasonable fellows? That is, even if it can be proved that that is what it is.
Well, I want to say here clearly that because the environment is overheated after the pronouncement of the winner of the elections and drawing experience for what happened to Chief MK Abiola, every organ of government and government officials are trying to comply substantially with the rule of law and the rule of engagement, not to infringe on fundamental rights of Nigerians. But that is not to say that they are weakly by giving the notice first to Nigerians to know that this thing is in the offing. We've unraveled it, and we are working on those who are suspecting, getting the intelligence. We're going to work with it. But for the notice of the public, let the public be on guard to ensure that these elements do not in any way raise their ugly head to truncate the democracy we pay dearly for. We earned through our blood. Some people died in the process. Some people were jailed. Some people went to exile. I must give it to Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu for all the effort and resources he put into it during the struggle to reclaim the mandate of Chief MKO Abiola of the blessed memory. And today, God in his wisdom has divided the symbol of this struggle to have emerged as the president-elect of Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I can tell you that this is the best gift God has given to Nigeria. We must help it, we must guide it, we must protect it to ensure that we don't allow any individual or group of individuals to truncate democracy. For those who are yearning for international government, they do not know the implication. They are living in the psyche of the military era. And that's why they are thinking democracy is a freedom, unguided latitude for them to do or not do. How a right-thinking Nigeria will go to the military formation that we're inviting you to come and take over, you don't want swearing in of the president-elect? Is it normal?
No, but they say they love Nigeria. Among the things, they say they love Nigeria is why they were where they were.
That is a distraction. That is a conception that is against the interests of the states and Nigerians as a whole. In fact, in a very good climate, if not for democracy, this group of idiots and arrogants should have been executed at the premises of the Nigerian army where they went to make that demand.
Coming back to studio, Chief, I mean, this is probably the outrage that a lot of people feel. Of course, I know that Alhaji Jabi was speaking hyperbolically there, but it shows the outrage. What manner of people are these?
You see, let me come in again.
Sure.
I keep warning and keep advising. Anything that will bring trouble in this country must be stopped. We have had a lot of distractions. We have lost a lot. We had the Ebola problem. It distracted the country. From Ebola, we landed into COVID, and that COVID, we have not come out of it
fully yet.
Now, NSAS came. This country nearly collapsed, more especially Lagos, for which I commend the governor of Lagos State for containing that. I pitied him, but he was able to contain that. Now, we came out from that. We are not talking about another trouble that is illegal. Because whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, interim national government is illegal. It's not within the framework of our constitution.
It's not illegal for them to protest the election. It's not illegal for them to protest the election, but it definitely is illegal to go as far as they have now gone. And
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
That is what I'm saying.
So we're
one
saying,
can protest. Even in America, between Biden and Trump, there was a lot of unrest, but it didn't break up America. So it is normal in any situation. In any fierce contest, such things are expected. But wisdom is knowing when to stop.
Indeed.
So at this stage, we have to stop and allow the court, allow the tribunal to decide.
You know, the political situation, the elections, the two elections in Lagos, the presidential and then going on to the governorship election, it was what it was. We've spoken about that. Ethnic sentiments rose to the fore. Elders came in and, spoke about this whole thing, the whole idea being to bring down tensions. But it's like we've never seen that kind of a thing before that was seen in Lagos, where the Lagosians, Lagos voters seem to think that what's going on here, people from without, so to speak, are going to impose on us how we go about, our lives here. No, that cannot be allowed. That somehow was misunderstood, not be allowed at the polls. That was misunderstood, and before we know where we were, until elders came in on the matter, we almost had, something of an ethnic contestation. How do we avoid these kind of situations? Because there has been peace in the land all these decades, and then suddenly, 2023, we have the situation we have on our hands.
That is why I keep warning about making inflammatory statements. The social media has done more harm than good. A lot of things are contrived and pushed out to the public. The gullible will capitalize on that and start behaving abnormal. Lagos is center of excellence and is home for all. Every other person converge in Lagos, from Anambra, Imo, Sokoto, Meduguri, all parts of Nigeria.
That's right.
You see them coming to Lagos. And Lagos has been very, very good to people. So it is still those people that don't want things to go the normal way, that to go to Lagosians and make some inflammatory statements, go to other tribes and make them to make some inflammatory statements. And when these things are pushed out in the social media, it will ignite a lot of problems. So, my take on that is that all ethnic groups in Lagos should be very, very careful and calm down. The insecurity in the country, everybody is running away from unknown gunmen, kidnappers and other, running to Lagos. Then why should we destabilize Lagos again? The safe haven for everybody. I think it is abnormal.
Okay.
And I want advice and appeal to everybody, anybody in Lagos, to calm down. Because I know that the president-elect, when he's sworn in, will do a lot. He's a developer.
Okay.
He understands the problem of this country and problem of Lagos.
Okay.
He will do a lot of things.
Okay. Before I go on break, let me include the call of Mr. Lukman in Accra, Ghana. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Opiori.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for calling in.
I'm so happy that you brought an Igbo man to your program today, and God will bless him and bless his generation for speaking as a patriotic Nigerian. I'm so full of joy this morning that I saw a man speaking like a Nigerian, not like a Yoruba or like an Igbo or like an Hausa person. Electoral process has gone. We have voted. Going to court as well is part of the electoral process. And people that claim that they've won, they should tender their guarantee at the court of law. In this country, in Ghana, 2012, what are we appealing to President Buhari is they should televise the process of the court process, the presidential tribunal. for the whole month, for whatever time it will happen. Because in